Alrighty then. G'day, hello, greetings, and welcome. You know what? I'm gonna try this. There we go. Hello, greetings, and welcome. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Heroforge Legendary, the series where we sit around, we play around with Heroforge because Heroforge is awesome. For those of you who don't know what Heroforge is a 3D modeling program that allows you to create your D&D, Pathfinder, or any role-playing game characters and get them printed. So last season, which was at the end of last year, we ended up making a bunch of villainous characters, and today we're going to be taking a look at what results came from the printing. Now, it did take a little bit to get here, but that's because, you know, Christmas holidays and lots of people getting their minis, so they finally arrived, and I'm super keen. This knitted mini Dead Aussie Gamer was given to me by a very special fan when I was at Gen Con, so yay. Also, hi Mac, I see you. All right. Well, anyway, that's me going there. Now, guys, this review is well, we're gonna be doing a different review on YouTube, but this review is probably kind of like gonna be it's gonna be like the raw, gritty one. So you guys are gonna like get to ask questions, get to ask to like take a look at closer details, things like that. But as always, it's gonna be an honest opinion and honest reaction to what we've ended up making, and of course, more importantly, we're going to be looking specifically at what I got, what my first impressions are. Whereas in the YouTube video, we're going to be looking at like, hey, what I could have done better with the techniques, things like that, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah. Also, I see Calindria in chat. Hello, Calindria and Petiola. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you guys. Now, yeah. So there you go. Now, of course, as always, guys, the whole point of this is to kind of learn from experiences, to see what Heroforge is capable of doing, so that you guys know what it's like to purchase a Heroforge mini. Now, if you guys do have any questions, please do ask, because again, like, ultimately, I don't want you guys to be spending money on stuff if if you're not going to be happy with the product. Now, as you can see, there's no filters, so you can see kind of behind me, or under my armpits at least. There's my green screen right there, so you can kind of see. There's no chroma key, no color corrections or anything like that. We've just got standard lighting, things like that. So yeah, let's kick this off. Hey, Medbrecker and Midnight Menagerie, nice to see you guys. All right, so first, the first mini on the block here is our werewolf. Mythical Curian, thank you so much. Subscribe to Tier 1, thanks to Ira Janasi for the 8-month sub. Ira Janasi, it is so wonderful to see you in here, and Myth as well. Okay, so let's, where is it? Here we go, and boop. There we go. All right. So as always, we're going to be taking a look at a side-by-side view of the mini itself, at the same time as as we look at what came through. Now let's get a closer look here, shall we? There we go. All right. Okay, so let's get a nice close-up look here. There we go. Do not autofocus, and give me control there. All right, here we go. All right, beautiful. So there you go. Now this first character here was our undead werewolf, which we made. So this was Silverfang. So this character was designed as a werewolf who had been poisoned by Silver and was then obviously animated as an undead. So so yeah. Now straight up, the first thing I can say is, as always, like, the color is going to be slightly more muted than you would get in the actual image, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. I love the fact. Let me see if I can get a little closer. There we go. Just focus it up a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So one thing I loved about the mini in itself is, I don't know if you can see, but the feathers on the model here, right? Like, we've actually got a two-toned feather effect. That's actually come through really nicely on the actual model itself, which obviously we wanted to make look like fur, and it does. It really does. One thing I was really interested in, because it was around the time that that injuries started becoming available on Heroforge, was like what the injuries are going to look like. So as you can see there, there's the scar on his arm, which again we can clearly see that scar. Same thing even underneath the little armband there, you can see the little scarring. So that's kind of cool. That's really cool. Then we've got the silver splatters on his back, which again came out really, really nice. Again, very, very distinct pattern there of the blood stain. More of the wounds looking fantastic. And let's see, how did our face look? Let's try and get a bit closer, shall we? Focus up for me. There we go. All right. So, as you can see there, some of the green didn't obviously get into like the deeper parts of the mouth, like we can't really see into the actual jaws. So that's actually good to know though. And I think if you're ever going to be doing a model, you know, like especially with like the green eyes and nose and stuff like that and mouth, it might be better to go with a whiter color and then maybe try and do your own touch up and paint. But ultimately it had all the details that I was looking for. So I was looking at the wounds. That was my primary concern. I wanted to look at the multi-tonal fur, which has come through beautifully. And more importantly, I wanted to... Oh, yeah, and also the bruising. That's right. We did the bruising stuff. So there you can kind of see underneath the armpit there. The bruising actually came out really nice. And I love how it kind of blends a little bit into the actual model. So it actually does look like bruising and stuff. So that was really cool. Yeah. Plus, I also loved the base. I think we did a great job on the base. Very Halloween-y, like with the autumn leaf colors and a bone, because you know he's a dog. But yeah. Now you can see kind of from the top here, because what we did was we added a very, if we look on here, we added a very subtle lighting effect, didn't we? Let's just check. Did I add a lighting effect? I did. Yeah. Okay. So there is a very subtle lighting effect. I'm going to turn it off just so you guys can see. So you see at the top there, where it goes from being the black to the blue, right? So that was our lighting effect that we added, and you guys can see that lighting effect has just come through really nicely. It's even actually, if I have to say anything, it's like maybe it's a little bit more blue than what the Heroforge showed. So so that's really interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I think lighting is really good for like really bringing out a lot of depth. So I would just urge on the side of being cautious. If you have lighting, if you want to play around with it, just remember it may be brighter than you think it is. Because in my mind, the one that we've got here for the werewolf is definitely a subtle one, but that's quite prominent there. That's quite prominent. So there you go. Mythical Curian and a hype train. Hey, thank you so much, Calindria, for the bits, as well as Mythical Turian. Guys, thank you so much. It's and I know this is one of my my donation streams and stuff like that, but actually, I'm going to let you in on a secret. I've hired an artist to do something very exciting. I don't know if I should spoil it or not, or if I should leave it as a surprise, but let's just say a very, very good friend of mine and I had a conversation yesterday about some very, very interesting things art-wise, and there may be some really cool things happening in the future. So there you go, just something fun for you guys. All right, any questions about the werewolf? Is there anything that anyone wants to ask before we move on to the next one? Any questions at all? Working through the breach one-shot idea. Nice. Always good to see some through the breach games getting out there. Level 1. You know what? I'll tell you what. If we get to the level 5, I will show you another character. I'll show you a character which I did get printed. It's a personal character. I wasn't going to show it on stream, but I will show you the secret character if we can get to level 5 train. There you go. That's the kicker. You guys don't have to. I mean, just you know, incentivize. Foot makes me think you need to be careful so it won't snap off. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. The foot being on the one platform, does like kind of have that slightly precarious feel. Let's stress test it, shall we? That's kind of what we're here for. All right. Ooh, yeah. There is a significant wiggle, as you can see there. If it's going to snap, it's going to snap at that thigh muscle, not at the ankle. So yeah, that like if you're gonna go with that pose, especially a pose with a single point of contact on the ground, be very careful. What you could probably counteract that is if you place a like if you've got like a walking stick or a staff or something, you can oh, thank you guys. You definitely want to see the other one. Okay, it's very cool. I'm very proud of that one as well, actually. But yeah, yeah, if you want a walking stick or a staff or something that creates another point of contact on the base, always a good idea. Always a good idea. Archer say, yes, how solid is the foot? There you go. Dave has been really enjoying Through the Breach, so I offered to run a one-shot for him. Aw, that's awesome. I love Dave. DM Dave is amazing. McBluff coming in with the freaking sub hammer. And so is Mythical Turian. The was 1428. That sounds like a really epic period of time, you know? Yes, it was the time of the was 1428. I remember I was but a lad. Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right. Where are we at next? We're next. Next character. Next Heroforge monstrosity. These are our villains. So next up is the Cursed Hag. All right, here we go. All right, so next up we have our Hag. I'll get you, my pretty. All right. So that, as you can see there, that is what became of the Hag. Now, honestly, I actually quite liked the how the Hag turned out. Like, I think she came out really well. We again played around with the lighting stuff, which you can see has like really darkened those lower levels, those lower areas, and I think that looks really cool. See, here's the thing. The glowing effect of the green, I always expect it to be a lot more vibrant than I always get. But that's, I mean, it's okay. It looks really good, right? Like, it looks fine. Like, let me zoom in a little bit more. Let's focus up. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I still like it, you know what I mean? It's not like I don't like it. But I always kind of imagine those like like glowing bits on the inside. Like I mean, like I know there's no way to actually do it, but I always kind of wish that they had like a little bit of like I don't know, a little bit of that really vibrant like neon green. As far as the model goes, came out really nice. Let's have a look at the eyes. As you can see, this one here, we did manage to get that kind of that greenish tint to the eye there. Actually, one thing I was super impressed with was the dagger, because I think the dagger was one of the new ones, the newer things that came. And have a look at this. This was just nuts when I looked at the detail. Look at that. So that actual dagger's got those bony ridges to it, and I thought that was amazing. And you can see the little skull on the pommel. Like the actual details in the depth of it is actually quite a lot, and that was nuts. Lol, those numbers are random. 40, 10. Oh. That's cool. I like that. That is like one of the best ways I've heard anyone generate that really weird number at the end of their name. I just grabbed 4d10 and rolled it. Nice. And the voodoo doll came out okay as well. I was pretty happy with the voodoo doll. I mean, if I were to do it again, I'd probably say that I'd do the button eyes with a darker red, just so that they stood out a little bit more. That'd probably be the only thing, but I don't know if I'd blame that on. So let's have a quick look around. So yeah, you can see like there the bony ridges of that thing in the skull. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the red that I had there. And that's the red that came out. So, like I said, I think I'd just go with like a deeper red maybe for the voodoo doll. But yeah, this actually had me really impressed. So as you can see there, we got the cauldron. I love the fact that you can still see the purple swirls in the cauldron, right? Like how cool is that? Isn't that awesome? I love the vibe of the cauldron and stuff like that. I also thought that maybe the little rat might not get any details because, like, I thought like, oh, it's tucked in right between there. It it might not get any real attention, but it did. It actually got the full details. The inside of the pot looks more like a lot more blue than purple from the angle I've seen. Yeah, no, it is a little bit bluer than the one that's here. I will admit. But I think if you kind of look at it from like, well, over here, which let me just focus that up again. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it still has that kind of violet, kind of indigo, it has kind of like an indigo look and stuff like that. So I kind of dig it. I think it looks all right. I actually, I don't know. I feel like I prefer this color a little bit more than the one that we did in the Heroforge one. But you know, yeah, it is definitely a lot bluer. Another thing you guys can see here on the foot. Now, over on my model, as you can see, have a look at this point of contact on that leg, right? As you can see, she's like balancing on one toe, which I did intentionally just to see what they do. And lo and behold, they added the strut right here, so you can kind of see that. Do I have a? I should really get like a pointer knife or something, like a X-Acto knife. But yeah, you can kind of see here. That's where. Yeah, let me get right in there. Yeah, right there. That little area behind. That is where the strut comes in. You can kind of see right there. That's where the strut's hanging over. So it's interesting because it's actually stable, but at the same time, like, you know, like pointer toothpick. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So total review. I think the witch was definitely going to be a cool but somewhat challenging character to animate, especially with how much overhang there was here and there. But I think Heroforge managed to pull it off. I think they've pulled it off really well with the lighting. I do like the new hairstyle, like that, like kind of I don't know how to describe it. It's like the ringlet thing. Like I loved the look on this particular model. And yeah, I've got myself a pretty decent hag in this one. So yeah, it's pretty chilled. Any thoughts? That leathery brown doesn't look the same. Let's have a look at that leathery brown. Oh, from the voodoo doll. Yeah. Again, it's also a little bit muter. So again, yeah, cornrows and braids. Hey, Millsy, what's up? Yeah, the cornrows definitely. Yeah, sorry. The leathers definitely look a little different, but again, that's kind of somewhat to be expected. But yeah, I'd say okay. So if I was giving a score, I would say that the wolf definitely gets a 8 out of 10 with one mark down for the eyes and the mouth not having that greenness to it, and I would say marking another one down just because like the what do you call it? The actual like facial features and stuff like that, like the mouth and the jaws, even though it's a gape, doesn't really make the canine thing stand out. So that'd probably be it. I'd say the hag I'd give like almost an 8 or a 9 out of 10, just because just because not only do I love the model, but I think the only thing I would say would be an issue. They not only fixed, but you know, like kind of added more details to it. So I'm really happy with the way that that came out. Okay, next one. Now this one, look, I'm not gonna give it a bad review in terms of the model, but I am gonna give a good yelling at because this model came busted up. Like this one actually came completely busted up. I don't know if it was Heroforge's packing, and I don't think it was. I want to say it was mostly the delivery guy because my box came in like kind of crumpled in certain corners. So I was like, oh, it looks like they just manhandled my my mini. So he actually came broken. But this is our half spawn demon child. Now the purpose of this one was we tried to make the smallest but most detailed model we could. And I want you guys to see if you can tell me where you think it got busted up. Like that's gonna be our goal for today. So I'm gonna get in right nice and close there. There you go. Beautiful. And then yeah, you can tell me if you can figure out where it got busted, and if I did a really good job on the repair or not. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so oh no, damn it, don't bump stuff, Michael. There. Okay, good. All right, so as you can see here, the model itself we wanted to play around with a few things. Number one is we wanted to see what smaller models would look like, and they definitely do have that kind of look of like kind of they lose a lot of the details the smaller they are. So you can see the splatters and stuff like that aren't really as detailed. You can definitely see that the horn itself, like used to have a lot of like you can see those ridge lines and things. So yeah, it's kind of melded together a little bit. But I think for the most part, we got kind of what we were looking for. Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Wolver Connie coming in. Give us 2 seconds. Let me just take a moment here. Actually, I can't type because my keyboard's away. But Calindria, thank you for giving us a shout out for Wolver Connie. Guys, if you don't know who Connie is, what are you doing? Connie is a wonderful human being, probably one of the nicest gamers I've met in the space. She runs a channel where she does a lot of video games and stuff like that. Recently playing Phasmophobia. I hope you're playing with Corey. I noticed Corey was playing earlier on as well. But yes, they're also one of the amazing stars for Perception Studios, which is a group of RPG players who do a lot of things like Dungeons and Dragons and City of the Mist and stuff like that. So if you want to go check out Connie and some of the cool stuff that she's done, go check out her channel, go check out Perception Studios, and most importantly, right, go and check out the Red Dragon Inn playthrough that me and Connie did, where we actually played the board game Red Dragon Inn together and had a absolutely wonderful time. What are we doing today, guys? For those of you who have just joined the raid, so on Wednesdays I do a Heroforge build. So basically we use Heroforge and we make models like you can see on the screen there. And then, because it is a sponsored show, we get them printed so that you guys can help me community build a model. And then we ship it in, and then we see what we look like. We learn lessons from like what gets printed. We share our experiences together, and yeah, that's kind of how we feel. So yeah. Right now we're talking about this guy here, which was my my forgotten demon child. So this character was basically an orphan who was forgotten by their parents and sort of became a demon, which was, kind of creepy, but, there we go. And we tried to actually test Heroforge by seeing how small a model we could make and what would happen. So one thing we found out is things like the splatter effects are okay, but they muddy up the details a lot if you don't have the smaller the model is. So that's number one, is if you want to make a small model, try probably not to use the splatter effects as much. I think we got the kind of half and half vibe, like if you can see, like especially from the back, it kind of definitely has that half human, half demon kind of look. But we lost almost completely that demon eye, and that was another reason why we did that. We wanted to see, like, hey, what would they do? What would be the result of us tucking the eye in like that? And now we know. They just go, you know what, Mike, we're not going to give that to you because that's asking too much, and it is asking way too much for the program to do that. That being said, if there is a new option for acrylic minis to be purchased on Heroforge, and those ones will actually have that detail because it just captures the image from the browser rather than tries to 3D print them. Stability. Now we did a thing where I thought that that pipe was attached to the ground, but it was not. It apparently was just outside, so it's a little bit wobbly, and I don't like that, but that was my bad, not theirs. That was our experiment for that. Did it break off at the ankles? Yes, it did. Let me show you where the break actually was. Both ankles did break during transit, which I don't know, like I don't know why I'm zooming in to show you a break, but there you go. All right, there you go. So it's very subtle, but you can kind of see there's a break there, and then you can kind of see where I've glued the back ankle there. Yeah. But honestly, from here, which is more reasonable. There we go. From here, which is the more reasonable way you're going to be looking at minis for the most part, you can't really tell the difference, and I'm satisfied with that. Like, I was thinking about asking them for a replacement, but I was like, you know what? No, I think I'm happy with that repair job. I think it looks fine. I think if I'm playing it with him as a mini, you know, he moves left to right, you know, he seems to be pretty stable. So I am happy with that. Once again, talking about the lighting effects, we went with the nighttime lighting effect, added a bit of blue, so that blue has come out a lot more prominent than it is in the on the Heroforge mini. So you can see that. So again, just be aware. All right, that's number 3. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, next up. You know what? I'm not going to go in chronological order because I want to save my best for last. And I know exactly which one my best one is. All right, next one. The big boy. You guys wanted me to make a Balrog. Why you wanted me to make a Balrog? I wasn't sure, but boom, 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 boom. There he is. Look at that. Look at that monstrosity. This is probably one of the biggest and most plastic used most plastic used in a mini that I think Heroforge can/has done. He is a big boy. All right. So in comparison, let's do a quick size comparison here. So the werewolf here is a medium-sized creature, right? That's there. And then we've got the little child, which is the smallest creature you can make. So that is roughly the size scaling if you're looking at it. So you got like the medium-sized creature, the small creature, and then the big guy. So there you go. Yeah. All right. So what do we try to do here? Honestly, we were just trying to explore again the size differences and like some of the things like the details and the like. So let's take a look. So as you can see there, the bruising I think added to that flaming effect really nicely. Like I loved how the frames happened. The flames kind of seemed to be coming from inside of him and like, you know, kind of peering through the leathery flesh. Let's have a look at the scarring because that was one of the big ones that I wanted to look at. There we go. So as you can see there, the scar on the chest has come out really nicely. I like that. The scar on the nose. Can't really see too much. You can see the scar on the eyebrow. Yeah, you can see the scar on the eyebrow, but not so much not so much that dash on the nose though, which is a little disappointing because I think that's my favorite scar in the catalog. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame. But what else? I love the blending effect on the wings. That's kind of cool. Like if you have a look at the back there. Yeah, that's really cool. And that gives it that kind of really cool fiery effect. Dig that. We got the flames on the chains. Now, here's something for you guys. I think I used the wrong flame for the chain. So obviously I wanted to go with something that was fire-based, right? So that was kind of the name of the game. So I used my custom red black flaming sword color. I then moved and added the orange for the flames here, but for the whip we used that bright yellow. Now the thing is, the bright yellow, like the actual like flame yellow, kind of almost looks like candy or chalk. Like I don't think it really looked as I don't think it looked as good printed out as I was hoping for. Very, very light, very, very dull. I think if I were doing this again, I might go with a deeper yellow or a gold, and then add the lighting effect to it, and maybe that'll kind of work. We'll try that out maybe next season and see how we go. But yeah, the chain looks wobbly. Chain is a little wobbly, but the good thing is the chain is actually pretty like sturdy, and I can vouch for that. I've made 2 characters now with the chain. My other character has not snapped. You've actually got quite a lot of give. Like let me show you here. So there's literally like a ton of give without too much worry. Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't play around like this, definitely, but I can say it's quite, you know. Did I lick that one? I did not lick it. Stop it. No, I did not. Um, Now the other thing that was amazing as far as details go on this particular Balrog was the skulls on the base. I think those looked amazing, and that little lighting effect where we created the like glow from the lava, that came out beautifully, absolutely beautifully, absolutely beautiful. More skulls. More skulls. Yeah. This is definitely one of my favorite bases now. Like the skull base. So there you go. Hi, Ire! Hello! Hello, hello. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing good. We are doing reviews of the Heroforge minis that have been printed out. We've seen 4 of them so far. There are 2 more to go. And a special secret one later. Mwahaha. Which, yes, I know we only got to the tier 3 hype train, but you know what? I'll do it anyway because I love you guys and I want to show you guys the cool things that you guys want to see. It's a tooth fairy. It's a tooth fairy. Yeah. Gotta go see the tooth fairy on Monday. Not keen. I don't like tooth fairies. Bust up my teeth. No, they don't bust up my teeth. I bust up my teeth and they help me fix my teeth. All right. Now, this guy is really good. Now I know I said I was saving the best for last, and to make a point of like how good the last one came out, right? This is the second place one for me. This is the guy who was like the second best one. Okay. And guys, holy crap, that is I was so happy with this. You have no idea. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. Yeah, I was so incredibly happy with this. Just the like the flames came out so nicely around him, the way they wrapped around him. The double layering of the arms and stuff like that, like actually being able to make one set of arms push the earth effect backwards and the second set of arms to push the hand forward, like really gave it the impression that those arms were just like this. Rob, Robert. Amen. The hands look absolutely incredible, and I thought I was actually super crazy impressed at how the contrast worked as well. Yeah, like just the fire, the flames, even the snaky tail like that we ended up curling around. A little bit of smog that we've got there. Now that was perfect, right? Because otherwise this whole base would be so unstable. But by adding that smoke and just touching its butt right there, that makes it so stable. This is a sturdy mini. Build wise, this is probably one of my best built minis, right? Like this is probably one of my structurally and creatively, this is probably one of my best build ones. I love the leopard spots. Leopard spots came out super clear. You can kind of see them between the arms and the armor plating there, which is great. The tails themselves, obviously there is the overlap and stuff like that, but that's what makes it look like fire. So these are actually like wolf tails, I think, or fox tails, and we've just sort of bent and twist them. And even the ends, like they kind of worry me because I'm worried if I drop it, that it's gonna land on one of those tail bits and just snap off. So that's probably my only worry. But no, apart from that, this dude was tight. This dude was lit. I was like, and again, this is the second best one. Second best one. All right, now we're gonna go and reveal the best one. This is the best one of the season, and if you watched all the episodes, then you know exactly what's coming next. This is the Glass Omancer, so the Glass Kineticist, Dragonborn with the metal skin and stuff like that. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's not metal, okay? Let's start with that. It doesn't have the shine that this character does, but I want to show you what came out. Guys, look at that. Like legit, holy crap. That came out. This is probably has become very much so one of my favorite minis, and I really want to play this character at some point or another. Um, the actual shading that we used for the glass, that kind of like slightly bluish green tinge, really kind of made that clear glass. Like if I just made it transparent, if I just made it that color, I don't think it would have had the same effect. That gradient between that transparent blue all the way to that transparent white in the middle just makes that outstanding. And if I zoom in a little, right, the actual details on the face and the ridgeline, I think work so damn well. Like you can see like all the ridges on the horns, on the jaw and stuff like that. Um, and that was something I was really worried. I thought that like one of the things I was looking at was I thought that maybe it would just be a white model. You know what I mean? Like the silver would just translate to white in the plastic, but no, looks freaking amazing. Has all those little gray details and stuff like that. Um, yeah, no, this, like I said, one of my favorite, one of the best ones that we've made to date is definitely this one. So, all right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be taking questions. So let me put these guys. Let me put these guys on the board so you guys can have another look at them. If you guys have any questions the about these models, the print, how they were done, etc., do ask, and I will answer, because that's what today's all about. Today's a Q&A type thing. Um, and then I will return, and I will show you guys the model I did for my personal self. So this was my personal one. All right, there we go. All right, so let me know if you have any questions about anything or anything you would like to see in more detail, and we'll do that, and then yeah, then we'll get to the end of the stream. Okay, I'll be right back. Wait, why do I have 6 messages? Haha. All right. Cool. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, so as many of you know, me, Dread, Rob, we're all kind of working on a few projects together here and there. And one of the projects that I haven't pitched yet, but I'm kind of working on, that's where my secret character, which I'll show you like a little glimpse of him. There he is, little glimpse. That's all you get. Mohaha. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But if Rob is watching, I haven't brought this up yet, so yeah, don't read anything into it. But anyway, let's see. What questions do we have? Oh, can we see them next to the Ruby and Sapphire one from season 1? Yeah. Let's let me. You know what? Let me go get the other ones. That way, if you want to see any of the if you want to see any of the comparisons from the earlier ones, we can. Alright, here we go. Gotcha! All the minis. Okay, so you want to see a side-by-side comparison with the Dragonborn, I imagined? The Mirror Dragonborn is my favorite. Yeah, it looks so good. It really, really does. Alright. So that's the Season 2 ones. Season 2, Season 1. Here we go. Okay, so the Dragonborn. There we go. So this was the Dragonborn from Season 1. This was our Sapphire and Ruby one. Let's get a little closer, shall we? Let's focus that up a bit. There we go. Yeah, so these are the two Dragonborns and stuff like that. So you can see, obviously, Heroforge allows for the different like face types and stuff. And yeah, no, I think we did the blending of like the blues and the purples in this one really, really nicely. Have they improved? I don't think they've improved on the Dragonborn between seasons 2 and season 1. Because by the way, if you are a fan of Heroforge, you know that they do update their printing process and their model making quite a lot, right? So what you might see in season 1 isn't necessarily what you get in like a year or so, because they're just beasts when it comes to development. But that being said, I think the details on the Dragonborn, like the scales, the ridge lines, and especially the horns, are definitely have always been really, really good. Like they've always been phenomenal to me. And then again, I think I played around with a few different horn types for that one before we ended up settling there. So yeah, there you go. Oh, the first Dragonborn when you got here. Yeah, there you go. All right. Any other questions? Let's have a look. Again, please ask. This is like the live component of like the review. So, anyone who has any questions regarding the models, or let's move that a little closer, shall we? There we go. All right. Yeah. Anyone who's got any questions about the models, or who wants me to talk about something in particular, let me know. What else? Can we see the size difference between the Balrog? The Balrog and what? I want to see the Mirror Dragon next to our one. Yep, okay, so we did that one. So who do you want to see the size comparison for the Balrog for? I mean, that's, like I said, this is the biggest. Let's see. Okay, so this is actually a mini that you haven't seen yet. This is a Heroforge mini that they sent to me. This was like one of the first one when we were talking and discussing like promos and stuff like that. So they sent me this one to talk about, which I think was very cool. But yeah, that's the size difference between what I would say a standard character and the biggest character you can make happen to be. So it's not that. I mean, it's reasonably big. I mean, if we raise her up a teeny bit, like to match the base, it's she's not that she's probably up to his shoulders maybe. Yeah, probably up to the shoulders. Probably where I'd say that would be it. Glimpse was just a blurry glob. Yeah, I know. We'll get to the glimpse. Dag is going to get to the previous season mini so we can get them all. Yay. Yeah, I did. Do I have Atlas? I do have Atlas. Would you like to see Atlas? One day they might get accurate in reproducing what's on the browser, metal bits and everything. Yeah, I mean, look, I think it'd be very hard to. It would involve what I imagine to be a merger between metal and plastic, which honestly, I just have no idea how they would even remotely go about doing it. But you know what? If anyone could, I reckon Heroforge could. Can we get the link for the Mirror Dragon with this transparent green? Yes, I can share that. Not a problem. There you go. Copy. And there you go. And can I reach my keyboard? My keyboard is hidden away because I need room for this, but there you go. All right, let me go get Atlas. So for those of you who don't know who Atlas is, I think I put him in iconic. Yes, there we go. So So this is who McBluff is talking about. This is Atlas. Speaking as we were also talking about, metal and the like. All right, so Atlas, boom, there we go. So Atlas is easily one of my favorite minis that I own from Heroforge. It came out just so damn well, and I had no complaints whatsoever. The flaming sword was one of my first uses of the transparent plastic, and I was very happy with that. And then like the actual details on the wings and the circuits and stuff like that was just absolutely beautiful. It was breathtaking, and he's definitely a yes, I licked it. Shh. And you know what? It helped for what it's worth. Thank you. Okay, it made it, and I'm not gonna lick the mirror one. But it the transparent plastic had like this cloudy look, but then when you lick it, for some reason or another, it got slightly clearer. And then I realized I could probably have just gotten a cotton swab and just washed it, but I was on stream and I didn't have any cotton swabs. Okay. Welcome in Signal 151. I'm glad that you're a first-time user here. I'm Michael, and I apparently lick minis. No, my name is Michael. I'm a Dead Aussie Gamer. Well, basically, we do a lot of D&D stuff here, or RPG-related things. And on Wednesdays, we make Heroforge minis, and we make them with the community. Then we get them printed out, and then we review them. So we're at the middle of, well, we're towards the end of one of our review things. Maybe they should flavor them. No, they should not flavor them. They should, yes, yeah, I mean, maybe they should. Maybe that'd be very considerate. Straight. Oh man, you know what? I would kind of buy a mini if it were flavored plastic. Like, I'm not joking. Like, it's like if my mini like smelled like gummy bears. Like, it's just not Dead Aussie liquor. I love my audience. Anyway. So guys, yes, there you go. That is Atlas. Dag Heroforge reveal, where Dag spends his subs and bits and money from 2021 stream. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, the art stream is going to be where all of my money is going this year. Because this year we are going to be rock candy minis. Oh, that's such a good idea. You know what would be really cool is if you'd make like little gummy goblins and then you'd eat the gummy goblins as you slayed them. That'd be kind of cool. I know someone's kind of got a Kickstarter for that at the moment, but I'd like, it'd be really cool if you could do something like that. All right. So let's go over some stuff. You know what? Let's for the new people that just joined in, because we've got a few new people here. Let's do a year in review. Why not? Okay, so let's go with the first Heroforge mini that we made. Was, I believe, this one here. I'm gonna turn off the Explorer window here. Like, you can go away for now. Like, we're done with you. Okay, there we go. Okay, mouse can go there. There we go. Okay, so here we go. All right, so the first one that we made was our little dinosaur tamer. I ordered mine with hex base. In hindsight, should have gone with round or square. Look, I think the hex bases are fine. I think they're underutilized. I always go with the round ones just because I have a lot of Pathfinder minis, and they have the round bases, so they kind of match. But yeah, so we had our halfling dinosaur hunter, which I like her. We then had our Oracle, which is our Oracle of the Moon. And I loved the fact that we actually managed to get, and I don't know if I can focus on that. I love the fact that we actually got the effects on the moon, like the actual like gradients and stuff, like the little grays and things. That was really cool. Then we had our hunter. So this is our elven underground pirate captain hunter, which was very cool. Oh, the eyes looked the eyes look amazing on that one. Like, I really enjoyed like having those like kind of moonstruck eyes. They were really good. Flavored minis would violate so many consumer rights and toxic poison, child safety. No, it'd be the end of all things. Let's see. Then we had there was this one. This was the underground drow, where we actually started playing with the tattoo decals. like on the back and stuff. So that was really cool. And I loved the tentacles that we used for the base on that one. It was very it came from the depths. Then when we started leaping into a lot more of the vibrant colors, and I think this was actually one of the first characters who had makeup. Let's see, there we go. Yeah, so we had our glam rock tabaxi bard with a bagpipe. So yeah, so he was really nice. I think the community really kind of stretched me on that one. Like, hey, what would happen if we did this? I'm like, oh, okay, let's try. Let's see, who else do we have? We had, oh yes, of course, this was our drow lizard person from the future. So they were being transformed into a lizard because he came from a future where all the other races disappeared and everyone was transforming them into reptiles. So that's why the back foot kind of looks like the lizard kind of thing. This is easily one of my favorite bases that I've made, like the leaves and the post-apocalyptic rock kind of look. I like that. I like that too. The bagpipe was clipping in that previous one, Grizz. Yeah, you're right. And you know what? Despite the clipping, you barely notice it. Like where the shoulder is, you can kind of see. There it is. The second bagpipe pipe is going through his shoulder, but again, if you're looking at it, you barely notice it. Like yeah. Then we have our bugbear healer with his little wand healing a tiny bird. Yeah, I like that guy. Very nice. I think we started playing around with a lot of lighting things in here for that. So I kind of dug how he came out. He came out really nice. So yeah. We then had our Sapphire Dragonborn, which was our really cool little druid with the tonfas. I think more than anything, we played around with a lot of the gemstone textures, and I think it worked really nicely, especially on these horns. They just look amazing. That gradient that goes from red to purple to blue really made this character pop quite a lot. So quite like that one. Then we had our final warrior. Now this is where we tried clipping things to see if that would help or if that would work. So we've actually got a third arm in this model holding a arrow that has gone through the wound and through the model. So we wanted to see what clipping actually looks like when you printed them, and you know what? It was awesome. You barely notice the areas that are clipped, and that was a game changer, I think, especially for me, like in terms of knowing what you could do with Heroforge. Knowing that you could actually have things clipped inside of the body and actually make it a part of the model was just fantastic. So I loved him. Then we have our Centaur Cat Burglar, which was a very simple model. It was a very simple model, but very dapper. And I think the best and the highlight of it is that he actually burgles cats. There he is, cat burglar. Yeah, no, love the dapper gentleman look. Then we have our undead skeletal armor type thing who shoots out the incorporeal chains and stuff like that, which again looks phenomenal. I really like this one. It's very spooky. I'm definitely going to use this as kind of like I'm definitely going to use this as an undead at some point in my campaigns, just because this thing came out just so badass. I mean, even look at the eyes, like just that glow of like the two beady eyes inside the darkness. Oh, so good. So good. This is probably the worst one that came out. This was my Portal Mage, and the only reason it was bad is because she lost her eyebrows in the print. That was it. That was my only gripe with her at the end. Well, I had a few gripes, but yeah. We also tried the transparent plastic on the splatter effect to make it look like she's stepping out of the portal, which I think looked phenomenal. Looked great. And we used the blue and the orange portals because that's what color portals are. Yep. Yes, they are. There you go. All right. Which brings us to what we did today, which of course goes into the little half demon child, our forgotten character, which is now my smallest mini. I mean, let's compare it to, comparing it to the halfling. right? So as you can see, it's crouched over. It's probably about the same size, but just a little smaller. And then let's have a look at our gnome there. So yeah, it's a little smaller than the gnome. Yeah, a teeny bit smaller than the gnome. And then we've got our regular person. So this is our standard person size when you create a Heroforge mini. And then of course we have the Balrog, who is like super big, which becomes a whole thing. Yeah. Okay, which then of course brings us to the Balrog. Balrog was the other really cool one that we had for this season. So dig that and all of the flamey colors that attach to it. We have the werewolf. Yes, the undead werewolf who was killed by a silver bullet and then raised as an undead. So people who shoot him with silver bullets are unfortunate because he is immune because he's an undead. We then have our Hag Coven Witch and her bubbly cauldron, which yeah, I also very much love this one. All right, and then we have our salamander, the flaming clipping salamander of awesomeness. I'm not gonna lie, while I do this for fun, it does cost extra to have the tails, but the cost of having 2 tails and having like 8 tails is exactly the same, right? So as soon as you have an extra tail, it ups the price. Same thing with extra arms, you know, like again, once you get to a certain point, it's just like, yep, cool, that's just extra. So yeah, salamander. And then of course, what is easily now one of my favorite prints, which is of course the glass dragon born, the one that's wielding glass, which is amazing. We then have the final model, which is my surprise model, right? So the surprise model is a character who I have played recently. I say recently, relatively recently. And I'm very keen to try and get him into his own show, but I haven't yet. And you may have seen him. It was for a special event we did, and it was like a charity for like underprivileged kids, trying to teach them D&D and role playing games and stuff like that. So I came out and I played a PvP game with some celebrities, and the character that I ended up playing that hosted the event was this guy. Who was basically he's a half demon who is the presenter of a show called the Infernodrome, and he basically announces like WWE style D&D PvP battles and the like. So there you go. That is the one that I got for myself personally. I was very happy with how he came out. I love the character, and I definitely want to use him. I want to use him again for a show. Balancing out the horn with the hair. Yeah, well, exactly. That was one of the style choices. Let's see. Yeah, and having that purple strip coming from the side of his hair and then into the purple for the horns was kind of a thing. Yeah, the crystals were amazing. I loved how those crystals looked. Just in general, just that because I wanted to go with lava crystals, but I didn't expect that to be like the hard edge that they'd actually also color with that yellow. So they really know what they're doing, guys. Like, not even joking. These here, the guys who do Heroforge, they're on the money. They're on the money. Yeah, so there you go. All right, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check on the autofocus again. So where's my? There we go. Okay, all right. So just from McBluff and the Strad class, the Elder Brain Mini is coming on Fizzbangs. Oh, I really want to get it. I do, but I am broke. I am broke. Actually, not that I'm complaining. I don't want to complain about this sort of thing, but I did fork out a little bit more than I expected for the artwork that is coming soon. It'll be amazing. It'll be awesome. I will be sharing it with all of you. But yes, otherwise, Oh, I really want to get the Elderbrain Dragon. I really want to get the Tiamat Dragon. One day, you know, I'm going to be working hard on my streams. We're going to have a bunch of shows. We're going to do some fundraisers. We're going to try and get me these things, and we're going to try and get us to PAX as well to go meet Rob and Dredd. So there'll be like a Road to PAX fundraiser. We're going to do lots of stuff, right? This is the first week of February, which means that all of the new stuff, all the cool things are coming. And we are going to also be looking at doing Heroforge Legendary again. We've been renewed for another season, but this time I'm bringing some friends. So we're actually getting some friends to come onto the show, talk about themselves, what they're doing, and make Heroforge minis. So, yay! Heroforge minis! Yeah, so we look forward to that. I don't want to confirm or deny anything, but I think Quincy is up first, maybe? I think Quincy's up first. But we'll find out when we work on schedules. Then hopefully Rob and Dredd will also pop in. Plus also maybe Satine and Jameson if I can lock the time down. And yeah. Woo! Yay! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I really want the Matt Mercer mini that's going to come out for the Tal'Dorop. Oh, yeah, that looks sick. That does look sick. You should run the Tiamat WotC module to raise money for buying the Tiamat mini. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down right now. Okay, there you go. It's done. I'm gonna do it. The road to getting Tiamat, and then I'm gonna have like a fundraiser goal, and then that's it. It's like we're gonna buy Tiamat, and then we're gonna run the WotC module. Is it the Are you talking about Tyranny of Dragons, or is there like another one that I'm unaware of? Is it Tyranny of Dragons? Because I Quest for Tiamat. Yeah, that's what I... No, that's not what I want. God, why? Okay, there we go. Alright, and... There we go. Hi, guys. It's me. Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah. Quest for Tiamat? Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah. Yeah, once called the Hold of the Dragon. Oh, yes, that's Tyranny of Dragons. So Tyranny of Dragons is... the Hold of the Dragon Queen and the Tyranny of Dragons. Those are full-blown adventures. And then the other one, I know that Satine and all that were in it. They just like kind of battled Tiamat, which I mean maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll invite the guys over and then be like, hey, let's take down Tiamat. And maybe that could be an event, like a pay-per-view event. We do it like you know, the Infernodrome thing presents, you know, the battle against Tiamat, and then just have it as a versus, you know, Robert, Becca, Dredd versus Tiamat, fight, and then, you know, do like a big commentary type thing as they try to take down a massive high CR boss. That could be kind of fun. Yeah. All right. They kill Tiamat and then she comes back undead. Oh, yeah, typical, freaking typical. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for your support, for your kind words, for being here through this journey. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. My name is Michael. I'm the Dowsy Gamer. I run shows here all the time because I love hanging out with you guys. You guys inspire me in so many different ways to be a better artist, to be a better creator. And I just want to thank you guys and say that I hope that wherever you are and whatever time of day it happens to be, you are awesome, you're safe, you're fun, you're happy. And yeah, we're going to go and raid someone now. Let's see, who do we want to go and raid? Let's go raid old Robert. Let's see, hopefully Robert is live and it might not be a rerun, but nonetheless, guys, go check out Robert. Robert is a wonderful and fun and amazing human being. We're going to go hang out with them for a little bit and watch our dear friend Becca and Mudcat play games. Don't forget to hit those raid emotes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all of the wonderful things until we meet again. As always, from me to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone!